Women are being more widely recognized as an equal partner within the modern workplace as time progresses, and while as women have come a long way, there are still trails that we need to blaze. Although one might argue in today's society is the best time to be a working woman, blatant sexism in the workplace is still overlooked in the modern office. Women are continuing to struggle with wage gap issues, receiving equal respect from coworkers, and sexual harassment. How can we change these problems, and why would changing these create a more opportune work environment for all genders and not only men? First, let's look at the history of working class women in the workplace. In World War II, while many men were serving our country, millions of women were needed to fulfill the vacant jobs left behind by those who chose to go to war. Because of this, many women adapted to a new way of life or a new normal, finding an ambitious love for work. These women stayed in the workforce even after the war ended. Unfortunately, the wage gap has still existed since World War II, and it's 2019. The concept seems a bit outdated, doesn't it? It has been 89 years with women in the workforce, and we still don't make as equally as much as men. Women make approximately 81.2% of what men earn. This commonly occurs despite the fact that we are doing the same job as men. What makes this issue even worse is the tremendous wage gaps that have formed between women. With the average male earning $1, white women earn 86 cents, an Asian woman earns 80 cents, an African American woman makes 64 cents, while Latino women will make 48 cents. By inducing equal pay, it will solve many issues that stem from the wage gap and begin to resolve the madness of injustice and blatant inequality. Human resource departments of companies must be held responsible for making sure that employment laws are strictly followed and ensuring that they are fulfilling this duty by regulation and educational seminars that will also help resolve this issue. To stop gender discrimination in the workforce, one could even propose to lower the average a man makes to match a woman's, or give women the same amount as men. Giving and receiving equal pay helps eliminate the invisible barrier between men and women in the office. If what we call progress continues at this rate, women will not have the chance to earn equal pay until the year 2059. Along with struggling to cope with the inequality of the wage gap throughout our careers, women have also dealt with the flagrant and inexcusable lack of respect in the workplace. While the wage gap presents a primary discriminatory factor, it also has the ability to demonstrate a ridiculous lack of respect. With inequality in the workplace, it can determine whether people feel inferior or superior to their coworkers. Millions of women endure a disgusting lack of respect in their workplace, even if they have the same job title as their male peers. Throughout the history of gender, it has become a societal norm for women to be viewed as fragile. This preconceived notion is one that helps contribute to the growing absence of diversity appreciation in the workplace. The assumption that we cannot handle a job other than men leads to the absence of a chance to prove ourselves. Women must be viewed the same, with the solid belief that we can handle everything a man can handle in the modern workplace. We can begin by changing the norm of how women are viewed. We are all equally good at a job unless proven by the level of our intelligence and competence individually. Sexist norms do not help women, and it should, by now, be an outdated concept. Another issue that is desperately needed to be resolved in the workplace is sexual harassment. While it is not just women experiencing sexual harassment, it is no matter that no one, regardless of gender, should experience. There are multiple types of sexual harassment, ranging from unwanted touching to inappropriate language directed towards others. Some ways to help prevent sexual harassment are establishing educational programs expressing the wrongness of any harassment and implementing ways to understand the concept as a whole and avoiding participating in any form of harassment altogether. Other solutions may include seminars on sexual harassment, introducing therapists to the workplace, compensation for victims of sexual harassment, and firing of those who committed the act of sexual harassment. One of the many other injustices of the common workplace is that many professional promotions tend to automatically get handed over to men. In 2017, studies showed that about 15% of women were denied promotions and raises because of their gender, and many men even agreed that they would be paid less if they were women. Men have a predetermined and ultimately unfair advantage in the workplace for the battle of promotions and hiring. Many companies refuse to hire or promote women due to the stigma that surrounds maternity leave and pregnancy. It is unfair for companies to believe that a woman will not work as hard as a man simply due to the fact that she may eventually become pregnant or possibly request maternity leave. These stereotypes need to be abandoned in order to promote a more diverse workplace and ensure equal opportunities between men and women.